Please give a big hand for Bucky Sinister. Thanks. Have a show on Wednesday with another performer you'll see later, Caitlin Gill. Our show is at the Dark Room at 8 o'clock every Wednesday. It's going by. It's funny. However, I'm going to read from my new poetry book, which is not always funny. Sometimes it's serious. It's called Bomb Snooze Alarm, and whatever. This piece is I don't normally write about sex violence or my cognitive disorder, but I decided to write them all about all of them at the same time. So there you go. I'll give you a copay later because it's going to be about like therapy with fucking 100 people. It's called The Small Hours, and it takes place a couple points in time, but kind of starts off when I was last year I dated a boxer, so it kind of starts there. Oakland. The boxer calls me, asks me if I want to see her beat the shit out of a girl from San Jose. Fuck yes, I say. She's not allowed to have sex a week before the fight. She tells me she needs it good enough not to need it for a week. She sweats like only boxers sweat, a complete release of fluids. Drops fall from her chin and nose onto me. I grab her hips like trying to grab a catfish in a boat. Her body is one muscle that contracts and relaxes. Sweat rivers run down her abs that look like two snakes fighting their way out of saran wrap. I slap those abs like I'm jumping in a puddle. Her eyes change into a game of truth or dare. Is that all you got? I slap her again. No, hit me like you mean it, bitch. It's on. I'm full on punching her in the rock hard abs. I can't get good leverage from below, but I'm giving it all I have. She clenches her stomach muscles in defiance. I want to be in love with her, but I'm not. I wish I was. I wish I could flip a switch. She has everything I need to be in love with her. She's tough, but she's very sweet and caring at the same time, but it's not love. The feeling is mutual. We both know this isn't the real fight. We're just sparring partners. I wonder if that part of me that falls in love is broken. A few months before, Maggie broke me bad, busted my heart with hers like a monkey busting open a coconut with another coconut. It's the same problem I usually have in relationships. The fucking is good, but there's so many other things that go wrong. There's listening and thoughtfulness and patience and tolerance, and whatever's wrong with my brain makes my emotional state like a Ferris wheel going rogue, breaking free of the carnival and rolling down the streets of my relationships, stampeding and squashing anyone in the way. Eventually, we stop fucking long enough to let me say something wrong, to forget the wrong thing, to not pay attention in a crucial moment, to fire off a word of anger with no warning, and then I hear the speech again. I think you're really great and have a lot of good qualities, but you have something you need to work through talk. And if it's bad enough, it's the, what the fuck is wrong with you talk. Portland. 9 months later, I wake up in Portland. Sleeping is like drowning. When I come out of the water, I try to catch my breath, figure out where I am. I don't remember anything right away and wait for the pieces to sort themselves out. I'm with a woman I barely know. She's sleeping in the crook of my arm. It takes a moment for my brain to locate. Her hair feels like the boxer's hair. For a moment, I'm not sure where I am. Then I remember, it comes back to me. She took me for a donut. We bought two. We ate the first one in the car, and she said we could finish the other one at her place. She didn't want to have sex. She just didn't want to be alone, which was exactly my problem. So we went to her place. She told me stories about doing coke with Sean Penn until I fell asleep with her on me. It's hard for me to sleep with someone else sober, physically touch someone at night. I used to drink for it, but I don't anymore. Maggie was the last one I could sleep with like that. She pulled my arm under her shoulder at night like an illustration of a judo throw. I believed that I could be in love again, but I was really worried I couldn't sleep with another person. I had just had one nightmare, which always come in a series. There were more coming, and the next night would be even worse, but my mustache still smelled like chocolate. This girl's bookshelf was full of Bukowski and Klosterman, not a single Tom Robbins book. I knew I would be okay. I pulled her tighter till the heat wafted from under the blanket and across my face. Oakland. The boxer says, the other girl might be running the lake tomorrow. What if I run into her? I said, it will be like Matthew Modine running into Shooting Vision Quest. She said she hasn't seen it, so we watch it. In the movie, they say life is what happens in those 6 minutes. The fight is in a small gym, an industrial space, like where we used to have punk shows. There's boxers of all sizes and ages, entire Mexican families arriving like it's the school Christmas pageant. Old boxers from the neighborhood shuffle around, give unasked for advice, tell stories that fit in the spaces where teeth used to go. The boxer takes her turn and she's giving it good. I get excited when she lands one. I can taste the hits in my throat, and when she takes one, I feel the vibrations in my feet. I want to yell her name, but I'm afraid I'll throw up. She gets hit in the gut. I wonder if she's thinking about me. There's something about her landing a combination that gets me really excited. I want to rip out my stomach and wave it over my head like a soccer player's shirt. 3 rounds, 6 minutes is all it takes. She wins the fight. I want every day to be like this one. I go outside with Adrian and we smoke. We're both doing a really shitty job of quitting. We're quitting smoking the way that you party really hard the night before you go to rehab. We're smoking more than we ever had, trying to get sick of it or something, but we're too much of a glutton for punishment. Boston. It started when I got jumped at 15, my first real street fight. Me against what looked like a dozen pairs of Converse weapons and Adidas shell toes. I tried to stand up, but they just kept kicking me. There's a moment when the whole screen shifts to the left and everything goes quiet. I've been kicked in the ear and go down, but it feels like I can't quit falling. I hit the ground, but it feels like I've been dropped out of a plane. My feet go away and someone's pulling me up. I think it's God, but it's a Boston cop. I try to tell him what happened, but my mouth doesn't work right. It just squeaks out something. My throat is huge and filled with spit. I tried to tell him I didn't see who it was, and he just says, "Go home, faggot." After that, my ears rang forever. My right ear is still shit. I lost count of the fights after that. One day, I got punched in the face, and it didn't hurt. It just made me mad. The last time I got rat packed, instead of getting up, I just hooked this guy's leg and pulled him down to the ground, and I got on top of him, his face red as the cobblestone I pushed it on, and he was yelling, "Get off me!" They were kicking at me, but hitting him half the time. I don't remember how that one ended. Just memory just stops there. Me and him stuck together. There's something wrong with me. There's a name for it, but I didn't know it for a long time. I just thought it was the way I was made. St. Louis. In 1988 in St. Louis, these two rednecks were laughing at me, so I walked across the parking lot and blasted one of them in the face. There was blood coming out of his nose. He was scared. His friend said, "What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?" I realized they weren't laughing at me. They were laughing at anything else. They hadn't seen me. I just wanted to get the first punch in for once. What the fuck? What's your fucking problem? I knew I had a problem, but I didn't know the name for it. It would come 4 or 5 years later when someone gave it a name, but they couldn't do anything about it. I walked out of that parking lot. I had to walk home. I didn't have a car. I blamed St. Louis and said, when I got to California, it'll be different. I'd fit in. California is fucking cool. Not like this place. There's punks there, the best bands ever, and no one there would notice if there was anything wrong with me. Maggie said I wasn't right for her, that I have anger issues. It's the one things I can't tolerate. She says, dating you was like dating the guy in the movie Shine. Fucking hurts. I can make myself smarter, I can read more and learn more, but I can't fix what's broken in my head. Portland. There's something wrong with me. There's a name for it. There's no fucking cure. There's whiskey and cocaine, but there's no fucking cure. And now I can't have whiskey and cocaine anymore, so I have to live with injury. I'm about to wake up from it, and I look over and struggle to pull Portland's name out of my memory. I find it, whisper, "Thank you," and go back under. There are chunks of time when it's all okay, small moments like when some hours are shorter than others, and I think I can make it work, but I think this time it won't fall apart. Maybe I'm better enough. There's still something wrong with me, and I'm not as bad as it was. Maybe now I'm good enough for someone else to put up with. Maybe I want to hear the word crazy or insane or mental instead. It won't just be quirky, unique, or special, or eccentric. God, I wish I were eccentric. I would love to be that guy. I would love to climb down the mental ladder to the rungs where the guy who wears a leather vest and an iguana on his shoulder lives. But I'm way the fuck above him, looking up in the butthole of the guy who just yells "fuck" over and over at the air. That would be a good gig. I wish I'd thought of that. It's gotta be better than my office job. Oakland, right after the fight, the boxer was off for diet restriction. I need some ice cream, she tells me. We walk down Piedmont Avenue towards Fenton's Creamery. Everyone looks at her black eye, then back at me. Asshole, their stares say, monster. Thank you.